actually some of the organisational structures that mean that an education advisor and a health advisor are working together to develop our research portfolio for early childhood development. So we're trying to model what we're preaching around systems working in cross-sectoral integration by working very closely together between the health and education cadres within DFID. So thank you very much for all of you for taking the time to come to this session. So it's a little bit delayed. We will try and keep it to an hour, so it might be quite pacey, but we'll do what we can, because we want to get through as much information as we can to tell you about our current research portfolio into early childhood development, but then also our plans for a future research investment, and also to have time for questions, and also for you to feed back to us whether you think this direction of travel looks sensible, or if you think there are any gaps.
We hope to take those research plans. I now am just going to tell you briefly about what we're currently doing. We have a platform at DFID in terms of ECD research so far. We're running two programs. The first program is with the UK's National Academy for the Humanities and Social Sciences, which is the British Academy, and we have our colleague Hayley Fowler, who is accompanying us from the British Academy. And that programme, which is part funded by DFID and part funded by other parts of the UK government under a scheme called the Global Challenges Research Fund, is funding 10 research projects across 9 countries which are investigating a range of ECD interventions across sectors and being investigated from a range of academic disciplines. And this is it's quite small, but this is the portfolio. We've got research projects happening in Bangladesh, in India, a couple in Ghana, here in Kenya, which is looking at improving parental support through the Baby Friendly Community Initiative, which I'm sure some of you will be familiar with, a program in Rwanda, a research project looking into the ECD impacts of schistosomiasis medication interventions in Zimbabwe and South Africa, a cash transfer and social protection program in Haiti, a nutrition program in Uganda, and another research project in India. So it's quite a broad range of research topics and countries, and that's very deliberate. It's set the scene for a multidisciplinary and multi-sector research program, and that is a theme that we want to continue with as we move on into our further research activities. There is more information about all of these research projects on the British Academy's website, and we can share that link with you, and we have abstracts we can share if you would like to know more about research projects in particular countries. Just to give a little bit more detail about the research project happening here in Kenya as we're being hosted here. You see it more clearly on those screens, but testing the feasibility of incorporating parental support into the Baby Friendly Community Initiative to measure the potential impact of that and get user and stakeholder feedback on the efficacy of that. And then lastly, to try and understand what the contextually appropriate tools are for delivery and measurement within that project. And that research is being done in conjunction with the AfECN Population and Health Research Centre, which is based here in Kenya. And I don't know if we have any APHRC representatives in this room, but I know there are some at the wider conference who are involved in this research, and we could, if you're interested in learning more, we can connect you and they can tell you in more detail. We also have another research programme with our partners at the World Bank Early Learning Partnership, and Amanda Devicelli has spoken to us a couple of times already at this conference. Amanda said about the work of the Early Learning Partnership more broadly. The work we are funding, which is being delivered through the ELP, is for a specific piece of research looking at early learning systems in a few countries. So that is to try and understand what the system for delivery of preschool and early education opportunities are in those systems and then in those countries, and then how those systems might be strengthened. And the countries are Ethiopia, Liberia, Tanzania, Punjab province in Pakistan, and starting this year, Jamaica. And that program split out into 2 phases. The first phase came to a conclusion earlier this year, which was like a landscape analysis, and learnings and reports from that phase will shortly be available. And having established what the systems look like and what within those systems represent opportunities and system incoherences, the second stage is going to move on to testing how to strengthen those systems through specific interventions based on what was found in the first phase. And again, if you'd like to learn some more about this program, please come and speak to myself or Amy, or even Amanda might be willing to speak a little bit about that, teeing her up for questions later. So, there are 2 centrally managed research programs. Amy and I are both based in London, based in the Central Research and Evidence Division, and DFID has many centrally managed research programs. But as you will be aware, a lot of DFID work, the bulk of DFID work, is delivered through our bilateral country programs. And there has been an increasing amount of programmatic activity through our country offices focused on different aspects of early childhood. In Tanzania, over the last few years, there's been a nutrition program and also a school readiness program. In Uganda, there was likely to be some support to preschool provision in northern Uganda as part of the South Sudanese refugee response. A program is just coming online in, we hope, pending final approvals in Rwanda. And so we have got a range of programmatic activities going on through our country offices looking at different aspects of ECD. But we at DFID are not quite in the same stage as some of the other organisations present at the conference, whereby we don't have a central or overarching team focused purely on ECD. We have some specific advisors looking at it in their countries. We have some London-based advisors who are perhaps looking at it through parts of their programs, but Amy and myself, I guess, represent the emerging ECD team within DFID, but we're not branded as such yet. So we're coming at this from a slightly different position than some of the other international agencies present at the conference. And that's not to say that we're not doing a lot of work, because we are, but moving forward, our centrally mandated work is going to be research focused. And that's what Amy's going to tell you all a little bit about now.
Fantastic. Yeah, can you click for me? So I see we've now got the first half of the slides up on the screen, which is slightly better. So as James has said, DFID isn't immune to working in silos, but the aim of health and education working together to design this new research programme is that we are beginning to work better and to think about the system rather than our individual sectors. And so ECD was identified as a priority interdisciplinary research area under a research review that happened at DFID in 2016. And then more recently, the education policy, which is available online if you're interested, was refreshed in 2018, in February this year. And its title is Get Children Learning, and it really focuses on investing early. So whilst it's not specifically focused on early childhood development, it's across education as a whole, the focus on investing early is really important, across investing in good teaching, supporting systems reform that delivers results, and stepping up targeted support to the most marginalised. And one thing that was really important in there is that it gave us a mandate to increase our investment on research into education. So you'll see there's some lines in there about increasing research investment that DFID is going to undertake. And that's in a number of different areas. We have a programme on research into systems of education, RISE. We have a new education technology research programme. We're designing an education in protracted conflicts and crises programme. There's some work going on about knowledge system strengthening, and then there's the ECD piece, which is what James and I are working on. And just to highlight right from the start that this is something that we want to do, but we don't yet have sign-off from ministers. So just to be clear, this is something we're definitely aiming to do, and we'll make the case as strongly as possible, but we have to go through the appropriate government processes. So it's proposed. And so we want to, as James has said, and as this conference really positively demonstrates, we want to capitalise on this momentum. I think all those policy windows are aligning, and we want to see what we can do to support that. So this is our proposed direction of travel for our new ECD research programme. As has been talked about here, we want to not only focus on those 0 to 3s or the preschool, we want to look at 0 to 8 in a holistic way. That first 1,000 days, that sometimes called the missing middle of 2, 3, 4, where there may not be formal interventions for ECD, but the home and community environment is really important. And then those transitions into primary school. We would love this to be a longer-term research programme. So what we're aiming for is something like an 8-year research programme, so that we can do some longitudinal research in that and look at some of the longer-term outcomes, not just proxy measures, but actually some solid outcomes. We want to take a systems approach, We know that interventions are sometimes delivered in silos, and we know that sometimes it's better to think about integrating, but actually sometimes it's also about coordinating and making sure that the relevant line ministries know whose responsibility it is for which interventions at different stages in a child's life, and that they coordinate between them in order to deliver a comprehensive package of early childhood development services across that whole range from 0 to 8. And we very much see it as multi-sectoral, so not just health and education, but also water and sanitation, social protection, all of those things that influence a child's early years. So as James has said, we've done a lot of consultation over the last few months, and what's emerging and what's come from the Lancet series and the New York Academy of Science series, and as I'm sure you all know, there are two aspects where we feel that there are real research gaps. One is around research into efficacy questions around what is optimal. So we know a lot of the basic science, but much of that science is focused in high-income countries. That doesn't mean that we therefore just want to redo all that research in low and middle-income countries, but actually we want to think about looking at what are the optimal packages of interventions for early childhood development. What's the dosage, the frequency? How often should we be interacting with those children, and with what interventions? And then the second package of research questions we think is about this effectiveness at scale. How do we do good quality early childhood development interventions that reach every child? And so we also want to, within that, make sure that any research questions are operationally relevant, they're policy relevant, they're being driven from the local country context, not by us sitting in Whitehall, but by real understanding of what some of the key issues are in different contexts. And that really provide